In today's world, all of that education is done online.
Has social media helped you in your work as a mortgage broker?
It's helped me tremendously. The ROI is infinite. I had 2 videographers, I had an editor, I had an assembly-like line process. All we want is leads, but to be patient and see that process out is very challenging. Be original. Don't give us the substitute teacher stuff. Just be you.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of A&D Digest, where we dive into the art and design of mortgage business strategies. I'm your host, Nikita Verneda, and today we're thrilled to have with us Dario, a trailblazer in the mortgage broker industry, who has mastered the art of social media to empathize his business. Stay tuned as we learn about the power of video content in professional growth. Let's get started. Dario, good afternoon. Welcome to the studio. I'm glad that finally my broker is here. And again, I'm really happy to meet you in person in the studio. I'm just hyped and excited, man.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I'm a little bit nervous since you are the superstar of the YouTube, of the TikTok in the mortgage industry.
New loan officer just passed his test.
So I told you I'll get you a bottle of champagne. I didn't say, I don't know. It looks pricey, right? You can take a seat. So this is for you, my friend. How was the test, though? If you're a loan officer and you're struggling to get business, listen up. As a loan officer, we forget that we need to prospect. We forget that we're gonna be told no more than yes. We forget that we have rates are high. What do? Do you stay in the business? Do you try cold calling? What do you do? Let me answer that question.
With your clients, and you will earn more business.
This is your first deal, right? More than anything else, I know you don't know every part of the loan process, and that's fine. You'll get that with time, but you have to communicate well with this particular client, okay? This client could lead to 4 clients, and 10 clients, and 20.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Florida's a great place to be in the early months of the year, so how can you be mad? The beach is up the street.
Right. You recently moved from Nevada, right, to Florida?
Correct.
How is it? How do you like it?
I'm originally from the East Coast, so I've spent some time in Florida, but having the beach so close, March in Florida, there's not really any other state that I'd rather be in. So it's been good. A little bit of a tough transition with business and work and my dog and all these things, but overall, it's been great. Definitely the buyer profile in Florida is a lot different, specifically South Florida. It's a lot different than Nevada. Nevada, you have a lot of first-time home buyers. In Las Vegas, a lot of California migration happening. South Florida, Miami, a lot of investors, a lot of foreign money coming in. So being a broker is the only option.
And it's easy to survive here, since everyone is moving to Florida. So that's the perfect place to be a mortgage broker. The reason why you're here is to tell us, to tell me, to tell the viewers how you became that popular on the YouTube. I'm really happy to learn from you, and I will be really glad if you will be able to answer my questions.
Sure.
The first one and the most basic one, why is it important for a mortgage broker to manage social media today?
Social media is everything.
Right.
In the past, let's say in the 90s or early 2000s, even 2010, 2014, consumers were educated by realtors. You wanted to buy a house, you called a realtor. The realtor walked you through the process, told you about the market, told you what was going on. In today's world, all of that education, all of that pre-research that happens before you actually want to buy a house is done online. It's done on TikTok, it's done on YouTube. So consumers are searching for information on their scenario as far as buying a home. So if you're a mortgage broker, you need to be there educating them. Essentially, we're going further up funnel to on the marketing stage. Instead of, hey, let's wait for the realtor to send the client over, let's educate them before they call the realtor. And the only way to do that is to be on social media.
Perfect answer. I definitely agree. Like the social media is everything right now, and that's actually where everyone is looking for the information. So it's just like browsing the internet. It's like the actual social media. Has social media helped you in your work as a mortgage broker?
It's helped me tremendously. I've also had relationships evolve because of social media, whether it's people reaching out, engaging with the content I'm making. It's loud out there. There's a lot of people that do what we do. The best way to stand out is to create content. And, you know, I've had pockets of a lot of success as far as deals that were all because of videos I made previously. So it's like, it's an evergreen evolution. You know, you make a video today, you may not get a referral the next month, but you could get a referral in 2 years. You could get a referral in 4 years. You could get a referral the next month. It's just, the ROI is infinite.
I definitely agree with that. Like it's that you don't know, like you cannot predict the future. So in a month, in 2 months, you never know what's gonna happen, referrals.
I think being
market.
original is important too, because we see a lot of, I call it substitute teacher content, where it's like, did you know a bank statement loan only requires like, we've seen that already, right? We've seen a lot of that.
Yeah.
And while educating is important, I think doing it in a creative way is far more engaging. Even if it means you have to step out of your comfort zone. Maybe you gotta show something you don't feel, you wouldn't normally show. But regardless, it's gonna get the attention of the consumer, and then through that format, you can then educate. So I think being original, being creative is the most important part of social media. Yeah.
Can you please share with us how and when you began your journey?
As a mortgage broker or on social media?
On the platforms, yeah, on the
Okay.
social media.
So YouTube I've done okay, but TikTok is really where I grew. 2 years ago, I started creating TikTok content. It was a little slow, and then I had one video like take off. And it was a video of me speaking with a loan officer, and people felt like they were in the room, and it did really, really well.
It all starts with one video, I guess.
Yeah,
Like you see the result.
A lot of times what happens is not just mortgage brokers, I think any industry, any working professional, you want the success now. So videos, you start posting videos, you're not seeing the views, you're not seeing the likes, you get discouraged. So I was fortunate enough that I had a video do well early on, because it gave me the momentum, it gave me the confidence to want to go and put more out.
And how long actually did it take for you before you started seeing the significant engagement?
It was only a few months. Now, Nikita, I will say this. I had 2 videographers, I had an editor, I had an assembly-like line process. So I was able to push out a lot of content faster, so the volume was there. So it was only a few months before the video popped off, but traditionally, I'd say if you give it like 6 months and you post consistently, you should see something go. TikTok is more competitive now. 2 years ago, I was the only guy.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple other mortgage people, but there wasn't really any.
Yeah.
Even right now, if you go to YouTube or TikTok and you type loan officer, my videos from 2 years ago are at the top.
I'm not surprised. That's exactly why I have you here, man. But at the same time, yeah, like TikTok, it's really a popular platform for the loan officers right now too. But they are posting, I believe, like basic stuff, the same that they would post like on the Instagram or the YouTube. So they're not. Well, I believe they're taking that serious, but they're not taking that with. They're not thinking out of the box. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
But you do it like completely different. Do you have any like tips on how you do that?
If I could give you one tip, I'd just say be original. And then I know the next question is, well, what do you mean by be original? I think as the mortgage professional, if you are you and you document who you are day to day, that is far more engaging than setting the camera up and talking about a 2-1 buy down. I think if you show what it's like to talk to a customer or a borrower about a 2-1 buy down, and the camera's just rolling, but you're having that conversation,
live conversation,
that's
right?
far more engaging than the talking head stuff. So I'd say be original, just let us see what it's like to be you. That's
a great tip.
works.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Your journey, let's say before the social media, I'm sure you had challenges.
Before social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the biggest
Challenges
challenge?
as far as like creating content or my mortgage business?
I would say mortgage business in general.
Okay, yeah.
What was the biggest challenge for you? I believe like getting the leads, getting the clients.
Yeah, that's
That's the biggest challenge.
The hardest thing about being on your own as an independent mortgage broker is consistency with lead flow.
Right.
And where do we get the leads? And most of the time it's loan officers depending on real estate agents. So to commit to social media and have to really be patient to get what all we want is leads, but to be patient and see that process out is very challenging. If I could go back, if there's a way to either purchase leads or do something on the side so that you don't feel rushed with your content creation, that would be an ideal place to be in, because you don't want to create content out of, oh my God, I have to close a deal next month, so I got to make this video. It comes off rushed, it comes off unauthentic.
Yep.
And there's not enough juice on that kind of video. So even if you have a realtor that's sending you business, like create content, not because you have to fund a deal next month, but because you truly want to help the consumer.
Do you think you got more realtors in your email box after like you started doing the social media content? Like were they reaching out to you?
There's some agents that reach out, but honestly, most of the content creation opportunity is getting the customer directly, and it's a very consumer direct approach at that point. There are realtors that I have met through social media that we've created relationships that they would have never met me if it wasn't for the videos. But overall, as a loan originator, as a mortgage broker, what else should you be doing? I mean, we're marketers.
Yeah.
So
True.
why wouldn't you be where all the traffic is today? There's no reason. Most people just don't know what to post. And that goes back to my tip earlier, in the discussion. Don't think, just show us what it's like to be you, and that will gravitate. And even if it doesn't, you feel good about that because it's who you are. You're not thinking of like, oh my God, I gotta play this character. This is who you actually are and what you do day to day.
Many of our viewers actually are keen on understanding what it takes to succeed like you. What tips would you give to fellow professionals looking to use social media effectively or more effectively?
Stop thinking. So if I'm a mortgage broker today, I have no social media presence, and I wanna create a brand or get in the game, I'd say stop thinking. Use your phone, use a camera, it doesn't matter. I don't want to say it doesn't matter about the equipment, because it does. But if that's impeding on your start, use your iPhone. I would say invest in equipment, because ultimately, if you are able to spend a little bit on a camera instead of just starting with your iPhone, you're putting out something that's polished, something that people want to see, right? Like I don't want to create content that looks like the camera wasn't clean, the lens wasn't clean, because it's like, well, is that how his work is? Does he cut corners? Does he this? Does he that? So if I'm a new mortgage broker, buy a camera or use your iPhone, and I'm just starting. No matter how much you think about what to shoot, that's what stops everyone, is they want the perfect video. It takes time. You gotta get to like 60, 70, 80, and it's short, just short form. Literally, if you could buy a tripod, put the camera up, go throughout your day, leave it on. And then at the end of the day, say, hey, what conversations, what sound bites can I pull that were great? And that's what you post. You don't have to actually think of what to say. It was just, you had a conversation with someone and it was great.
That's super easy, right? Just like put the camera on and start recording.
And it's uncomfortable at first, like anything else, 100%. But at least it gets you in the game and it gets you comfortable.
That's what I've been hearing before with like when we had guests here. They've been like saying, I'm scared of the camera. Just pretend that camera doesn't exist here. And it's just gonna be a conversation. That's how you shoot videos.
That's it. And be yourself. Ultimately, like there's going to be people, no matter what, that'll gravitate towards you, that are attracted to what you're saying, that you're engaging, and there's people that may be turned off. And that's okay. Your job is not to get everyone to like you. Your job is to have a successful business and be known and be seen. And the only way to do that is to start.
Perfect. Dario, I'm so glad that you were able to come here, man. Thank you very much.
It's great to see you in person.
You're known for your impactful short videos, right?
Right.
Could you walk us through a quick masterclass on how to create like engaging video content?
Depending on your style, right? So a lot of the short form content I was creating was the opposite of what I just described. There was time, I had a social media manager. This was in the Vegas office. But I'll walk you through that process. On a Sunday night, I will sit there and pull topics that borrowers or customers seem to ask often, whether that's from Google, ChatGPT, which is a great resource, but just common questions, and I'll make a list of them. Then I'll write a few sentences on how I would answer that question. It won't be a script, but it'll just be like little touch points about that question. Monday morning when I come in, I have a series of 18 questions. We'll set the camera up and I will rifle through and I'll get all 18 videos done in, let's say, an hour. And then those videos are stretched for 2 weeks and I don't have to worry about creating any social media. So having that process allowed me to just, one, stay consistent, but get everything done in a short period. So if you want to create that kind of content, I would first start with setting the camera up and just having the conversations. That's the easiest. But if you want to take it a step further, do some research, make a list, set the camera up and get all 18 videos done in a short period, send it off to an editor and you're good.
But you have to have an editor.
Yeah, but you can find an editor these days
Easily.
on Fiverr for
Students?
$20. It's,
Wow.
as mortgage brokers, you need to know the products, but if you know the products and no one knows what you know, it doesn't matter.
Right.
So the only thing you should be focused on is creating content. It's not running AUS. It's not filling out a 1003. These are things that are like, it's like putting your shoes on. You should know how to do those things as a mortgage broker.
Yeah.
So finding an editor on Fiverr takes a few minutes. Do some research on the videos, and between Sunday and Monday afternoon, you could be in a position where you did the research, you shot the videos, they were uploaded, and you have 2 weeks of content.
That's actually enough. That's like, I mean, for 2 weeks.
To start, yeah. TikTok is much more competitive now, but I like TikTok because it's pushing your video to people that are interested in the topic.
Exactly.
Instagram,
Exactly.
I know it's changed a little now, but Instagram is showing your content to your aunt, to your mom, whoever you follow that follows you.
Yeah.
TikTok is gonna push it out to like-minded individuals. So if you're insecure, maybe you're like, oh, what will my friends think or whatever, because you have a following on Instagram, start on TikTok, start a brand new page. No one knows who you are. And the best part about it is your video will be shown to people just like you.
Just like put the right hashtags and the
TikTok the algorithms, even I think with no hashtags, it'll still show it to the right people.
Somehow, right?
Yeah, the algorithm's crazy.
Yeah, so like it's really helpful for mortgage brokers, loan officers.
Yes.
Anything else that you would like to share with our viewers regarding your huge experience in the social media?
I would say just get started. It's not, I don't fund a tremendous amount of business from TikTok, but I've been able to meet people who have then introduced me to people who have then become strong referral sources. So sometimes it's indirect success. It isn't, hey, I wanna buy a house, I have 20% down, I'd love to do an application today. And there's different ways that social media can be powerful. I just think a lot of mortgage professionals are afraid or delaying getting started, and be original. Don't give us the substitute teacher stuff, just be you.
Dario, thank you again for joining us today. It's been a pleasure for me. I was actually chilling with you. Like, you know, sometimes being a host, it's very nervous, but today I was myself, and it's all because of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, my brother.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
To our viewers, thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates. We'll see you next time on A&G Digest. Keep designing your business strategies creatively.